Wow, Eva, that's a lot. Thank you so much for sharing that with all of us. If it's okay, I'd like to do a mindfulness practice with you to kind of ground and feel a little bit more at ease. Is that okay? Okay. So I'm going to invite you to sit up straight, close your eyes. You're going to breathe in deep through your nose, hold it for 3 seconds, and then exhale. I invite you to do it again. Hold for 3 seconds and exhale. How are you feeling?
Better,
A
thank
little
you.
bit better, yeah? Okay, great. Thank you for letting me guide you through that. So what we're hearing is that you walked in on your boyfriend cheating on you, and you left your house, your housing situation. You were living there. You're no longer living there anymore, and you're currently living in your car and parking it overnight and sleeping. You're having a difficult time managing the anxiety and depression, um, and school's become a little bit difficult. Are we hearing you correctly?
Yeah, you summed it up.
Okay. Okay.
So just in spite of all these things, can you envision your life in the future? Maybe say 6 months from now. Is there anything that you would like to have, or a place where you see yourself?
It's really hard for me to see sort of the light at the end of the tunnel. Just things are all over the place right now. But for sure, I would like a place to live. I hate sleeping in my car. I'd like to get my mental health in order. I'd like to. Sorry, yeah.
That's okay. Take your time.
I'd like to.
It's okay if you don't have the answers either. I know you're really overwhelmed, and there's so much going on in your mind right now.
I think I would like to get a job, like
Yeah.
something that is not going to get me in trouble with the law. And so, yeah.
Great. Okay.
So Eva, with all that going on, I can appreciate that would feel overwhelming for someone to have to think about and try and sort out. On a scale of 1 to 10, how overwhelmed are you feeling with all these challenges you're facing?
Say like a 7 or 8. But given the situation, like I feel especially anxious in my car, trying to get to bed, and just thinking about the state of my life right now.
Okay, so thank you. You mentioned you're at a 7 or an 8 out of 10. So I'm wondering if you feel like it would help you if we made a list of the challenges that you're facing and then maybe prioritized that list. And we could prioritize what you want to work on first, and that might help it feel a little less overwhelming.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so now that we've made the list and we have, your home, your medications, a job, all those different things we need to focus on, which one of those would you like to work on first?
Definitely a place to live.
Okay.
Okay. And so have you ever heard of something called like SMART goals before?
Yeah, I mean, in school, we had done them at some point.
Okay,
In high school, yeah.
Good. So then it's basically just making a specific goal, and then from that specific goal, you're just gonna go from there and set a specific time frame and just make sure that goal is attainable.
Mhm.
So I'll work with you to help you find housing. You said that was gonna be like your number one priority, so that's what we'll focus on, and that's what we'll make our SMART goal, and we'll hopefully within like let's say a month time frame find you somewhere to be placed. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, I'm just a little worried about the placement. Like I hear a lot of terrible things about shelters.
Okay. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be in a shelter. I mean, our goal could be to find you housing,
Okay.
like for yourself, and from there you could probably you'll probably be by yourself with your housing and all that stuff. So you don't have to worry about specifically going to a shelter. If you want our goal to be set on finding you your own home, then that's what our goal will be.
I have a question for you guys.
Sure.
Like I'm thinking to maybe ask a friend, but I'm worried about being a burden to my friends. Like staying with them, and so like any suggestions for how I should go about it?
First of all, you can just go ask your best friend. It's a simple question, and tell them how you feel and allow them to tell them how they feel if they receive you in their house. Never is never nothing happened if you ask. So it's a possibility, right? That you can feel safe there. Um, so
I just feel like they'll think I'm like a loser or like a burden for trying to depend on them for shelter.
yeah, it's don't feel that way. Just feel that a think that they can help you, and if not, you always will find other solutions. So
But how do I not feel that way? You know, like you know what I mean? Like how could I stop myself from feeling like a burden? You know, like it's just kind of ingrained.
well, then we can just do a little bit of maybe a couple of sessions. We can suggest you to go to places, and they can help you figure it out how not to feel that way. We call CBT. It's a type of therapy, and they can help you like thinking other ways, in other ways.
That sounds good.
So one of the ways that we can help you start changing your mindset is separating you from your issues, separating you from the problem, because you yourself are not a problem. The problems themselves are what we need to be dealing with. It's called externalizing, and so using language like my anxiety is detrimental to what you're trying to do. So you're going to want to try and use words like the anxiety, and separate you from the issue.
I'll try that.
Yeah.
I'm so used to labeling it and making it a part of me, but that's a good idea.
Okay, great.
And also, based off what Alice was just saying, I also want you to always try and remember some of your strengths. Like, you are still attending school. You very much so know exactly what it is that you want. You do want a job. You do want to find your own place. So you do have many strengths. Don't think that just because you have anxiety sometimes, that that's all it is to you. There's more than that to you. And I just want you to know, and all of us in here, we do feel like you're persevering through all of this very well, and that there's days where even though yes you may be living in your car, you definitely should hold your head up high, because lots of people could quit in this situation and you haven't. So kudos to you for still sticking through it, still going to school, and even though you may not have the best job, it's still giving you money in your pocket. You're still able to feed yourself. So let's always try and remember some of the positive things, right?
And along with that, we're gonna try and encourage you to be realistic about the things that are happening to you. So, like you're saying, you're afraid that your friends won't be accepting or that you'll overstay your welcome. In a lot of ways, that's catastrophizing. You've jumped to the worst case scenario, whereas they are your friends, and most friends would want to help out. Their friends. They want to help each other. So, and of course, it depends on their situation and things like that. And if they say no, they say no, and you haven't lost anything.
And you can always ask them if you feel you're being a burden or you've overstayed your welcome. You can always say like, "Hey Maggie, have I been here for too long? Do you want me to give you some space?" I'm sure the level of friendship that you're on, your friends will be able to tell you like, "Yeah, I feel like I just want a couple minutes to myself," or whatever the case may be. Everyone's human, right?
Good check-in.
No, that makes sense for sure. So just communicate more with them, maybe about the situation.
For sure.
Thank you, ladies.
Do you feel more relaxed and on top of things in this moment?
Yeah, it definitely gives me hope knowing that these resources are there and having these skills in place.
Things to
sure.
work towards. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for sharing your story.